So I have to tell you guys really quick. So after watching the movie, we saw the movie. Excited you guys are here. Groundbreaking movie. But I thought in the movie that Luke, you were short. Do you know what I mean? We got to talk. Get it here.
No, he's really gonna hate that.
No, that's what I thought. Because
actually,
most people in Hollywood. I remember I was in L.A. one time. With my dad, and I stumbled upon they were filming a movie with Tom Cruise. It turned out to be Jerry Maguire, and he was so little. He took a break and he was on the phone. Like, look how little he is. So and then I see a lot of Hollywood people and more people. They're little. You see how many people. Little. So then I see you in the movie, and I'm like, boy. So I Google you, and you say you're 6'2".
I am.
Now
he's just extremely tall.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. So how tall are you, Billy?
I'm a little over 6'3".
Okay. Now, because I'm a little over 6'3", and I feel like you're taller than me.
I'm not, though.
He's got good posture.
Luke is lying about his height.
By the way, I do not update my thing. I am.
Get in there.
I don't know where they come up with these things. No one came to my house to measure me. There was no official record. We can do it here.
It's not like you're in the Combine. You're an actor.
Absolutely. No, there's one scene where we're walking down the street in Provincetown, and I always joke when I see it. It's like that scene from. Dustin Hoffman.
Rayman.
No, Dustin Hoffman and
Midnight Cowboy.
Midnight Cowboy.
John Voight.
John Voight.
Yeah.
And I feel like Dustin Hoffman to John Voight.
Oh, wow. I think in terms of personality, I'm way more of a Ratso Rizzo than you are.
I'm more of a John Voight.
By the way, Kyle on our show, this is so weird. Yesterday, her voice kind of went out, and then the doctor said she can't talk for 5 days.
Oh, no. We're sorry,
Kyle.
Kyle.
Have we started?
Yeah, we're just on. We're
Wow.
Billy Eichner
Is
and
this a
Luke-
real show?
This is not. What's
You're not the first person to ask that.
Wow, this is the way you guys get them.
Hey, I have a bunch of random questions about the movie that make sense, that don't make sense. I hope you don't mind. We're a little ADD of a show. First of all, the woman that played your mom, Luke, she looks so familiar. I don't like to Google and Wikipedia. I always play this game where I feel like I have to figure it out eventually. Right. But it's been driving me up the wall. She looks so familiar.
You want me to tell you?
No,
yes,
let's
tell
give
me.
him a hint. Let's dumb.
Oh my God! She's the wife of what's his face?
She's Marcy Darcy from Married with Children.
Oh my
Amanda
God.
Bierce. And she was Marcy Darcy on Married with Children, who I grew up loving. She was also in Fright Night many, many years ago.
Is that the movie with Jim Carrey? Or the TV series?
No, Fright Night's a popular horror movie from the 80s, early 90s, something like that. And she hasn't been in a movie in many years, but she's amazing in it. And she was actually Amanda Bierce, who plays Luke Macfarlane's mother in Bros, our movie. She was the first woman to ever come out publicly who had a big role on primetime TV before
cool.
Ellen,
That is
before Rosie.
amazing.
I don't think I knew that.
Right, no one knows. She was
1997.
on the cover of The Advocate, a very famous LGBTQ magazine, in 1992. That's before Ellen, Rosie, and all those people. She came out. So she's really a historic figure, very groundbreaking, and she's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
it was
she's
driving,
phenomenal.
I even said to Kyle in the middle of the movie, I leaned over to her, I go, the mom. Who's the mom? She looks so familiar. And oh, wow, that is so great.
Hey, did you go after her specifically? Did that leave a mark on you back in the day? Or?
I think she sent in an audition tape for Bros, and I hadn't seen her in many years. I think she's been teaching and raising and directing and raising a daughter. And she said she hasn't been on camera in decades, but then she auditioned, and first of all, I was like, oh my God, that's Marcy Darcy from Married with Children many years later. And she was hilarious. She's perfect as Luke's mother, bringing this kind of like small town energy to the role, but very loving, but also like a little scared of me. And she was perfect. And it was an honor to have her. I wanted to make sure that the movie was representative of all the generations of LGBTQ folks, and people like her, Harvey Fierstein, sort of represent the old guard. And then we have people like Bowen Yang, who's on SNL now, representing the new guard. And I was very excited about that.
Yeah, so there is a lot of symbolism in the movie besides just going to watch a good romantic comedy. So it's like in there's a couple lines you mentioned about acting, about straight actors playing gay characters. So is everybody in this movie LGBTQ?
Except for a few celebrity cameos.
Okay.
Everyone with a main or supporting role is an openly LGBTQ actor, even playing the straight characters, which very rarely happens.
Oh, how cool.
I just got chills. That's so dope.
And
That is so dope.
We just thought it made sense for this movie. You know, it's the first gay rom-com from a major studio. It's a Judd Apatow movie. Judd made some of the funniest movies ever: Bridesmaids, 40-Year-Old Virgin, Knocked Up, Trainwreck. Nick Stoller directed it and wrote it with me. He made Forgetting Sarah Marshall and Neighbors. So these guys really know how to make a laugh-out-loud, explosively funny movie. And LGBTQ actors haven't often had the opportunities to star in big mainstream comedies like that. And so we thought it was the right thing to do for this movie. And I think what's so cool is that, you know, Apatow and Stoller are known for discovering new talent. Like, people didn't know Melissa McCarthy before Bridesmaids, and people didn't know Seth Rogen before Knocked Up, or even Steve Carell in 40-Year-Old Virgin. So when you watch Bros, you're going to discover a lot of fresh comedic actors that you've never seen before, and they are so funny. Like, everyone is hilarious in it, and that's what's so exciting about it.
Well, it's funny you bring up Forgetting Sarah Marshall, because for me, and I didn't know that Nick did Forgetting Sarah Marshall. So when I left the movie, I said, you know, the sex scenes in this movie are pretty graphic. And I was trying to think of another romantic comedy that had sex scenes, and it's Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah. I mean, Forgetting Sarah Marshall opens with that whole classic scene where Jason Segel is naked.
It's amazing.
And arguing with his girlfriend.
Yeah, but even the Russell Brand and him going at it with Kristen, what's her name?
Kristen Bell.
Kristen Bell. They're going at it to town. Like,
totally,
and that reminded me of the foot scene where you guys were in bed with
exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's really funny. I mean, I think sex can be really funny. You know, we take it very seriously, you know, but I think it can be really funny in addition to being sexy. And for us, it was just about physical comedy and, you know, having a memorable, explosively funny scene, like those scenes in all those other Judd Apatow and Nick Stoller movies, like when Steve Carell's getting his chest waxed, or the scene in Bridesmaids at the beginning with Kristen Wiig and John Hamm in that very awkward sex scene. So that's what we were going for.
So there was a line, there was something that happened in the movie that made me laugh out loud so much, and I don't want to. It's so small, but I'm a Virgo, and little things make me laugh.
Yeah.
Like my favorite TV show of all time is Will and Grace, hands down, of all time.
So funny.
And I used to watch. Let's say, to me, if there was a 30-minute episode and there was one scene that made me laugh, it's the whole episode was fantastic. Yeah. And there's one scene in this movie. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of funny scenes, but there's one thing, and I think part of it, Rich, is because of you and me and our sense of humor. We used to do this thing where if we had a guest, a so famous guest on the phone. You know what I'm talking about? And you did where we would go like this. We'd say, like, let's say we had an average guy. I don't know who. Let's say it was give me the guy from Dawson's Creek. James Vanderbeek.
He's pretty famous, though.
But if we had James Vanderbeek on the phone, we'd be like, you know, okay, thank you, Elton John. Hey, James Vanderbeek. That's like, you know, we're going. And I thought that one line, and all of a sudden you go, thank you, Doja Cat.
Oh my God! Wow, I love that. That's the joke.
I laughed so hard.
That's got to make you happy.
I love that
because it's set up right beforehand.
Yes.
When you're like, I'm not going to do that, then it's like, thank you, Doja Cat.
Yeah, so good.
That's such a great line.
Yeah, we just had our world premiere at the Toronto Film Festival, and it was amazing. You know, they don't release that many comedies in movie theaters anymore.
I was going to bring that up, especially hard R. I was actually thinking about, you almost couldn't make The Hangover today, right? Or could you?
Well, they talk about
I don't know, but a lot of those movies go to streaming now, and you end up watching them alone or with maybe one or two other people in your house, which is great, but we had our big premiere in a huge movie theater in Toronto with literally 1,700 people.
Awesome.
And it's been years since you went to a movie theater and sat there with hundreds of people in the dark and ate snacks and just laughed with hundreds of people at the same time.
And
like,
you hear people losing it. It's great.
And like you have that collective communal experience, which we haven't had in a few years, and it's so fun. I forgot.
It's also weird too that, you know, I mean, we love action films. We love going to movies. We love seeing the sort of superhero films. But like, why do we decide that you don't need to do comedy with people? Like, why all of a sudden is comedy the thing that you do privately? So like, I think it's great to laugh with people. I think it's
especially right now. Yeah.
You know, in the movie when you talked about that line in The Hangover, I was trying to get the vibe of the message you're trying to send. Are you okay with it? Or are you not okay with it? Because you're like, my favorite movie is The Hangover, right? And then and then you go, and then you're like, I'm just kidding. It's not my favorite movie. But I'm like, wait, does that mean you're not okay with that line? So I was trying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, our characters are different. You know, It's a bit of an opposites attract situation. I'm very intense and very opinionated. Luke's character is a bit more chill, and he's not as sensitive as I am about those things, you know, and so we differ on that.
But in real life, though.
Oh, in real life? Yeah.
Because I've seen
mean,
a couple people say, we need to cancel Bradley Cooper because of this line. And
no,
I'm
no,
like,
no. I'm not. We're not talking canceling.
Right.
First of all, what does that even mean? You cancel people, and then they get
Yes.
then they get
Then they
even
get
more money
Emmy.
for a Netflix special.
Yes.
So
Yes.
cancel culture doesn't really exist. That's a made up thing. No. We're not canceling anyone. But, I just think I'm excited about Bros because it's the first time that someone like me, who's been an openly gay actor and comedian, doing Billy on the Street and other things for many years, is getting an opportunity to actually star in a movie. That's something that gay folks just didn't get a lot of over the years. Universal Studios has been around over 100 years. This is the first gay rom-com they've ever made.
it's
right?
pretty wild, especially when you think about that show. What was it called? Hollywood? I thought it was so great. In fact, Apatow's daughter's in it.
Yes.
Where you have the guys that work at the gas station.
Right.
that are-
Yeah.
and the
Hollywood,
gay guy.
yeah.
Yeah, Hollywood. Great. Like, man, there's been gay people in Hollywood forever.
Yeah.
Why is it taking them so long?
Exactly.
to do
well,
what you're doing
hopefully
right now?
Bros helps, turn the corner on that. But really, like I said, we made this movie with Judd Apatow and Nick Stoller, two very straight men, and we didn't sit down to write a historic movie or a political movie. We want to make a movie that's going to make people laugh out loud. We're comedy guys, like when I was doing Billy on the Street, all I thought is I want this to be as funny as possible.
And it was. It's a great show.
Yeah, thank you. And so that's all we want. We wanted to give people a reason to leave their house. I mean, people don't leave their house to go to the movies as much anymore.
Right.
People don't leave their house to go grocery shopping.
No, that's true.
Exactly. So you need to give them a good reason. It's like you better make a hilarious movie that makes people laugh out loud and makes them feel good. And I think Bros does that. So I'm excited for people to get out there and see it.
Okay, it does. But there was this one scene that I thought was pretty powerful, and I want to know because you wrote the movie, right? The scene where you guys are on the beach and you start talking about your college professor, and you start talking about your high school, but you start talking about American Idol. You start talking that seemed a little too real to me. That seemed a little too like you're sharing something real right there, right? Can you walk us through that a little bit?
I wanted it's about two people falling in love, right? Luke's character and my character, we fall in love. The idea that Judd and Nick and I started out with was what happens when two 40-year-old guys who both pride themselves on not needing a relationship, on being really tough and strong and not needing someone. What happens when two people like that meet and fall in love? Like, how does that relationship work? There's a lot of potential for comedy there, but also for some more serious things about being vulnerable, like revealing yourself to someone, letting your guard down. And so that beach scene, which a lot of people talk about, which is one of the more serious moments in the movie, that's my character telling his story, his real story, like not just telling jokes, not being funny, like saying, this is how I got here. This is the stuff I had to deal with. And I hope that you hear this about me and see this and still want to be with me because this is who I really am.
Yeah, but did that happen to you, Billy?
It's not
Eichner?
entirely autobiographical, but that part of the movie is, yes. The details are different. I'm not the character exactly, but a lot of that is taken from my personal life. Yeah, there was a lot of, you're very smart and you're very funny, but you're a little too gay and you're a little too this and you're a little too that over the years. Some of it was very overt, some of it was subtle, and I always decided at the end of the day to say, I was going to curse. I'm not going
okay. We
to
can bleep
say,
it.
Fuck it and forge ahead
Hey now.
anyway. Have you guys ever heard that word
No,
before?
no.
They say that in The Hangover a lot too. But at the end of the day, I always decided to keep going, and Bros is the result of me deciding to keep going, and all the LGBTQ folks involved deciding to be themselves and keep going and wait for a moment like this when Hollywood would say, yeah, what have we been waiting for so long? Let's give you a movie where you can just shine and be really funny and give people a great time in spite of all the crap that happened up until now. So that's part of what the movie's about. But
there
it's
was
mainly
also-
just really funny.
There was also the line about your dad. You talked about your dad being supportive, and then
Yes.
he passed away.
Yeah,
Is that also a true story? Like, is that?
that's true.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, my dad was incredibly supportive over the years, and I had an older dad. He died 10 years ago. He was 80, so he would be like over 90 now. But my parents always knew I was gay, even growing up in the 80s and early 90s. It was just obvious I was a gay kid, and they were both so unbelievably supportive at a time when that wasn't as common. And they were truly amazing. But yeah, even my dad, he saw that I was struggling a bit in the industry. with actually getting work. People would say, "Oh, you're so funny," but then that wouldn't lead to a job. And there were reasons for that. Every actor struggles, but the gay thing did get in the way. And yeah, my dad, he got worried about that. Not because he was offended by me being gay, but because he wanted me to be successful, and the industry wasn't really allowing that to happen until recently.
I think, my similar experience with my dad, the thing that he often said is, I'm just worried it's going to be harder for you, which I think every parent is worried about for their kids.
Sure.
But, it's going to be harder. Yeah.
And in a lot of ways, though, Billy, and you too, you guys have created your own wind, your own projects. You weren't waiting for things to come your way.
Yeah.
You kind of pushed through, and with your own steel will.
Yeah.
Maybe because it was harder, you pushed through.
Absolutely.
It made you better. Because when I hear you say, really, whatever this is about, we just want it to be funny because we got to get people out. Were it not for COVID and people staying at home, maybe you wouldn't have worked as hard for the laughs. Maybe you wouldn't have pushed as hard. So
yeah, I mean those struggles, you can't let them define you. They're frustrating. They're not right, but they can be a motivating force.
Pressure is a privilege.
Yeah, exactly. And what I say to Luke's character in that monologue on the beach is confidence is a choice you make. I'm very outspoken and bold in the movie, and, I often play characters like that. Luke's character is a bit more shy, and we watch him reveal himself and get more confident over the course of the movie. But he tells me, "You're so confident, it's almost scary." And I tell him, that's a choice I made. You're not born confident or insecure. I saw what life had in store for me, and there were struggles and obstacles and things, but ultimately I decided to be confident. That's a choice that you make.
That's the line that totally hit me during that movie. I was like, I find myself very confident. I take that to being a Leo, but you're totally right. You got to just fake it till you make it almost.
That's right. That's exactly it.
You just got to do it. And you start believing it, and then people start believing you, and then here you are, and you have this amazing movie that you did.
Bros is the result of me deciding to be confident many years ago and just forging ahead. And not only me, the whole cast. The whole cast is openly LGBTQ. We're from different generations and different backgrounds, but we've all had to make the choice to forge ahead in spite of all the nonsense the industry maybe made us put up with for many years.
Right.
Characters that I liked in the movie a lot. I liked the guy on your panel of
the museum
board. The board. I like the guy who's bi.
Yeah,
he looks so familiar.
He's from Community. Jim Rash.
That's right. Okay.
He also won an Oscar for writing the movie The Descendants with George Clooney. Which is an amazing, really beautiful movie.
And the guy in the club that knew him. The new Luke, the heavyset guy.
Guy Branum plays my best friend.
Yes.
He's incredible in the movie. Everything he says is funny.
Yes, I wanted more.
Yeah,
which is great.
Smart.
That's what you want.
The ensemble's amazing.
Yeah.
It's not just about me and Luke. I'm telling you, you're gonna go see this movie and have the experience you had, which is who is that? I love that person. They're so funny.
Well, same with Luke. I was Luke, I didn't know your background. I was first of all, you're extremely handsome.
Oh, thank you.
Right? And I'm kind of
what about me?
Well, you're Billy Understand. I know you first as funny. You know what I mean? The first time I see him, I'm like, wow, who's this guy?
you both have
Billy. I was like, wow, you're shredded. You're
I'm not shredded, but thank
in
you
the movie
for
you
saying
are. In the movie, but I'm like, so how did you cast him? How do you find him?
Luke
Don't
got the
tell me
job
you wrote
Luke got the job the old-fashioned way, and when I say that, people think it's the casting couch,
Yeah.
but that's not it. Luke came in. He can tell the story. Yeah.
No, it's fine. I mean, I came in. It's fine. You talk.
I figured you came off the set of Maverick. You know what I mean? You look
appreciate
like
that. No, I mean, look, I've been working a super long time. I went to Juilliard. I've worked in the theater. I've had 5 television series you may or may not have heard of. I've done lots of shit. I've done also a lot of Hallmark movies.
was that the whole Hallmark thing?
No,
Was
that
that
was
a nod?
Strangely, no.
before
There's
me.
a lot of jokes about Hallmark Christmas movies in the
Right.
movie, but those jokes were already in there before Luke got
Wow.
cast, and
That's
Luke
cool.
has starred
Perfect.
in many a Hallmark Christmas movie.
Yes.
Yes.
I watched quite a few of those, and I can't turn them off.
Yeah, well,
Me
that's,
too.
it's
And
the
I know
magic
it's.
of
I know
them.
it's. I mean, no offense. I mean, I know where the plot's going.
Yep.
Right away.
Yep.
But it's
But you keep watching.
It's strangely
like Xanax.
comforting.
That's
Yeah.
that's what I always say.
Did you guys watch that one movie that was on Netflix about the Christmas in New York? About the lesbians and the gays?
Happiest Season? Was
No,
that
I
it?
can't remember what it was, but I became obsessed with it, got the director
Wasn't
on.
it called Christmas in New York?
It was called A Very Christmassy New York, and it was about this gay
the
couple.
Christmas and the gays.
Yeah, that's what it was. Something like that. I'm telling you.
Christmas and the Gays.
That's it. Look it up.
That
It's a fun.
sounds
I'm
about right.
Kyle's
surprised you guys don't know it. If you guys find
that-
let's
But
talk to
go ahead. I'm
Google.
sorry. Go ahead.
No, I don't know where I was. So, yeah, so I mean, it's not often that you get an opportunity to audition for a studio film. So I was super thrilled. Went into the room. Nick Stoller is there. Judd Apatow was there. I had no idea these people were going to be in this tiny little room. And I just responded to the material, and Billy and I had chemistry right off the bat. And they tell me afterwards that they knew as soon as I left the room that I was their guy.
Definitely.
Oh,
yeah. We had so many
That's
actors
dope.
come in and audition, really great actors, but romantic comedies, no matter how funny the script is, live and die based on the chemistry of the two leads. You have to believe them falling in love. You have to be rooting for them. And they also have to have some magical chemistry. It's hard to define, and Luke and I, literally the first words we ever said to each other were the lines in the script we were reading together, because when he auditioned, I read the lines with him. I was there. And
I think you know what that first line was?
What?
I'm thinking back on it. You look angry.
Oh yeah, Luke
Yeah.
comes up to me and says, "I look angry at the club."
At the
That's
club.
his
At
icebreaker.
the club, right.
And then we kind of our way when we first meet, our way of flirting is to kind of make fun of each other, because our defense mechanisms are up. No one
But
wants
that's
to be
that's another part of
vulnerable.
the movie too. It's really about like the way, and I think this is maybe interesting to a lot of straight people, is like men are different. Men flirt differently. This is a movie about masculinity, and that is not just about gay men in their sense of masculinity. I think it's about men in their sense of masculinity.
Yeah.
What it means to put up all kinds of tough sort of appearances, whether that's with your intellect and your humor or your sort of physical thing. I think a lot of men, gay and straight, can relate to the way we build ourselves up, so we want to present to the world in a certain kind of way. And that's very much about us having to take that down in order to fall in love.
Yeah, it's almost like also the part with your parents. It really, I mean, there was the gay thing, but it's also like, hey man, chill.
Yeah.
These are my parents. I don't need, whether you're a guy or girl, like, man, pull
Yeah.
it back, man. I'm on a date. I just need you to chill. I don't need to know everything about the mannequins, or about whatever. When you say Juilliard, have you guys seen that documentary on Val Kilmer?
I actually have not, no.
Oh, I haven't, but I heard it's
But
amazing.
he
It
actually
is-
came when I was a student. He
did?
came to school a couple times. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Because he went to Juilliard, and,
Yeah.
and he does, in the documentary, he does a whole tour of Juilliard, and
Yeah.
showed paintings or pictures of him through the years on
Yeah,
the wall.
yeah. I was there. I was in Group 32. My classmates was Jessica Chastain.
Oh wow.
Oscar Isaac.
Wow.
Oscar Isaac was there at the same time as me. A lot of people that you recognize from film and television. It was a very cool,
Well,
magical
yeah,
place.
I think it was Robin Williams and Christopher Reeve.
Yep.
Both went there.
Yep,
Val
yep.
Kilmer.
Val
I mean,
Kilmer, Kevin Spacey. Oh, should I say his name?
Great name to drop for a gay rom-com. Good
Way to
job.
go,
He's
Luke.
going to be cast as
Way
my
to
father.
go. Now I'm canceled again, twice in one radio interview.
In the movie,
Yes.
you sing a song in the movie,
Yes.
right? And you listen to it in the shower. Oh, we got to rap? Come on. Okay, well, why that song?
Well, you have to see the movie and find out. But every rom-com needs great music, needs a great love song. And it was actually inspired by real life. One night late on set, that song was not in the original script. Even when we started shooting, we were a few weeks into shooting. It was late one night. We were shooting near Central Park. Luke and I were hanging out and kind of still getting to know each other. And I asked him what music he listens to. And, he's gay. A lot of gay guys like me, love pop music and dance music. And Luke is sort of not your typical gay guy when it comes to certain things about pop culture, and he said that he actually really loves country music and that he specifically really loves Garth Brooks. And I literally had this all ended up going into the movie where my reaction was, Garth Brooks, you're a gay guy, you know what I mean? Even though I know there are a lot of gay people out there who love country music, but I'm gay from New York, it's a different thing. And so, but I thought it was so endearing and unusual, and then it kind of inspired me to write a song based on that idea that we ended up actually putting into the movie. It all came together at the last minute. Mark Shaman, who did the score for this movie, also did the score for When Harry Met Sally and Sister Act, First Wives Club, and The American President, Sleepless in Seattle, all these great romantic comedies, and he came and did ours. It's the first rom-com score he's done in many years. And so he helped me arrange it, and I don't want to give too much away, but it plays a big part in the movie.
I'm talking about the
I was
shower.
about to say, he was thinking.
Patrick
Oh.
Swayze.
He is thinking. I love that answer. It was
Yeah, that's a
really
great
good.
answer, but and that's a great
I
story.
never totally.
I'm
Oh,
talking about when you were in the
yes.
shower singing. You were in the shower singing, and he
but I
goes,
sang
"You
a
have a
whole
beautiful
song at the
I
end
know,
of
but
the
I didn't want to
movie.
give that away.
That was
I'm
the
get-
next
I was-
question.
I just gave it away.
Thank
He was
you.
talking about Dirty Dancing.
We can fix that in
Thank
post.
you.
We'll CGI it.
Yeah.
Luke is with me.
Sorry. Yes, I
Now
also
this
sing
is our
it.
relationship. He just keeps talking.
Oh my gosh.
Why doesn't anyone stop me?
Because it was a good
You're on a roll.
experience.
You're on a roll.
Well, listen, your posse's getting up, wrapping us up. I could talk to you guys forever. It's so much fun. So sorry. Thank you. And the movie's Bros. It's great. I mean, it's groundbreaking, and you guys have great chemistry. And thank you guys for coming in.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It's really great.